Okay, I would like to talk about the New York City Halloween attack. Here we go, fucking again. Pretty straightforward. Same exact shit, different day. Muslim terrorists using their new weapon, the car. This individual went to New York City. Um, he was in New Jersey. He lived in New Jersey, but he went to New York City in a rented pickup truck from Home Depot. I don't even know Home Depot rented pickup trucks, well, whatever. And he hit people up in the bicycle lane, which is literally overlooking the Freedom Tower. Now, I'm sure most of you know what a bicycle lane is. We have some in some areas in my city where not every single street, but there might be, like in my city, there's like a few streets where there's a white line and there's a bicycle with arrows, and bicycles are encouraged to stay there. And if you have to merge or turn, whatever, you have to be very careful for them. New York City is a little more elaborate. They have larger bicycle lanes, they have more frequent bicycle lanes, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and these are for bicyclists, pedestrians, runners, shit like that. This individual took this pickup truck and went into the bike lane deliberately, knowing he was going to hurt people, knowing he was going to kill people. Now, I've saved many pedestrians from being hit. I even saved the bicyclists from being hit by a pickup truck 2 days before Thanksgiving a couple years ago. And my brother-in-law's twin brother's niece's boyfriend. When I was telling him the story, he said, "Yeah, you probably saved that guy's life." But I had an adult man, maybe 19 or 20, on a bicycle coming down the hill real fast, and I was standing there because I was waiting for a guy with a cane to come by. As I went over there deliberately, and as this guy with a bicycle came down, he almost skid into the road as the pickup truck was turning. I took this one finger, my ring finger, just tapped the bike, and he stopped dead in his tracks. But, I know what a car can do to a body. Especially if you're not riding on a bicycle and the car runs into a truck, hits you deliberately, you can fall on your head. And your helmet is not going to protect you from a broken neck. Even though the helmet will reduce injury from a head impact, if your head hits the wrong way and your neck breaks, okay? You could put on a bicycle helmet and put a rope around your neck and you'll still snap your neck, okay? The neck will still snap if, it will. If you land the wrong way, the neck will still snap. At that point, the helmet is useless. Also, you could be trapped under the tires and the truck could run over you and it's hitting your chest, stomach, knees, groin. The helmet is useless, okay? Then he crashed into a miniature school bus which was carrying disabled children and hurt a disabled child. Okay, the death toll was 8, injury toll is several dozen. He gets out of the truck. For some reason, he leaves a hunting knife in the truck. I don't know if he forgot to put it on, if it was strapped on and fell, but he leaves it in the truck. He has I heard a pellet gun, I heard a paintball gun, but he has a couple of things that look like guns. Especially from 10 feet away, and especially after you've killed a whole bunch of guys with a truck. It is a gun. And an NYPD cop engaged him and shot him. He got down from the shots, they cuffed him, took him into custody. And in the hospital, he flat out said that he wanted an ISIS flag hung over his bed. Okay? And in his truck, there was a letter saying he was a member of ISIS and this is for the glory of Allah and all of the bullshit. And his cell phone, a couple other mobile devices that he had saved videos of torture beheading, murder, ISIS execution, shit like that. Okay, all that jihad shit, okay? Now, this guy's name literally translates to Sword of Allah. Now, I'm a peace officer. When I go to the courthouse, I just show my ID and walk right in. I don't get searched. I'm also allowed to carry certain items that you would not be allowed to carry in the courthouse. I'm also allowed into various restricted areas like courthouses, police houses, and other areas where you will be arrested for going into. I can walk into them with ease. Okay? When I go on an airplane, I have to practically strip naked in order to prove I'm not a threat to the airline. Okay? I'm a vacation club member of Disney World, and I am a Disney Vacation, and I am a stockholder in Disney. When I go into the theme parks, of which I'm considered a VIP guest, and I'm considered a stockholder, even though I don't have a lot of stock, but I have a little bit of stock. Okay? I have to go through a metal detector to get in Disney World. I do. So if I'm being damn near strip searched to get on an airplane, if I'm walking through a metal detector to go to Disney World, why the fuck is a guy whose name is Sword of Allah allowed in my country? Well, several years ago, Chuck Schumer, I know, fucking surprise, right? Authored a program called the Diversity Visa Program, in which they deliberately have a lottery to bring people from third world countries here. And they require you to have a high school diploma, but in many of these countries, you can get a high school diploma at your local market. They sell them right next to AK-47s and rocket propelled grenades. Okay? And they take in 50,000 people a year, every year, specifically from the third world, where education is unlikely, where proper background checks, screening, and vetting cannot take place, and they bring them in to, quote, diversify America. Now, to put that into perspective, when my family came here, America was diversifying. Okay? My father's family is Italian. My mother's family is German and English. The German and Italian families came here roughly the turn of the century. Turn of the last century, obviously. And my mother's English family has been here for a little bit longer. And if you looked at New York City 120 years ago, you saw Jews, Italians, Irish, Russians, Poles. Okay, people came from everywhere. If you went out west, you saw Chinamen, Japanese, other miscellaneous yellow people. Okay, America has no problem with diversifying. America is diverse enough. Okay, we don't need to bring in 50,000 new people specifically from the third world to prove we're diverse. Okay, but keep in mind that even back then, when our families came here, they had to work. They had to learn English. They had to conform to the new society, new country. And believe me when I fucking tell you, if there were that many terrorists coming into the country, they would have been screened more carefully, if not flat out denied, okay? When my family came here, they had to stay in line all day after getting off a week-long boat trip, okay? They had to have money in their pocket. They had to have someone they knew here already. They had to agree to work, probably at the first job they get their hands on. Okay, they had to learn English eventually. Every government document was written in English. And a lot of people don't realize this, but they had to go through medical screening also. You ever see Godfather Part 2? That part was real. When a sick person came off the boat, they were either quarantined until they got better or sent back home at their own expense. Okay, why the fuck are we bringing in a post-September 11th world, and the president's gonna stop this shit? He said it. Why are we bringing these people over here? Okay, we have no fucking clue who they are, where they're from, what they want. Period in the story. Okay, and how the fuck is this diversity? Okay, they're killing all of us. When these guys come here and they fuck up, they kill all of us. They kill the Jews, they kill the Christians, they kill other Muslims, they kill Hispanics, they kill Chinese, they kill children, they kill women, they kill they kill a diverse amount of people. Okay, but the Democratic Party realizes that when you take a guy from a third world country who lives in a fucking hut and you bring him to a slum in America, the slum in America looks like the fucking Waldorf Astoria compared to where that guy just came from. Okay? Also, a lot of guys are lazy. And there are guys in third world countries that work. I've seen guys in third world countries that'll fucking do any job you give them. But there are guys in third world countries that are lazy. And when they come here and realize how easy it is to get on the government dole, okay, they'll live at the expense of the taxpayer if they can. They'll make American babies and they'll get using the bank welfare. And also, when they become citizens, if they're from a third world country and are uneducated, they're very easy to brainwash. And when they realize that the Democratic Party is bringing them here, when they realize the Democratic Party is giving them all the benefits, okay, when they realize the Democratic Party is helping them live without actually having to work for money, who the fuck are they gonna vote for when they get their citizenship? Okay, so the Democratic Party, and there's a couple of rhinos there too, I'm not gonna lie. Bush Sr. sent his package into law. But for the most part, the Democratic Party, even now in a post-September 11th world, Chuck Schumer couldn't defend this program fast enough after the attack, and he couldn't criticize the president for politicizing it after the police. Okay, but they are willing to let you die in order to get more votes. They figure if they bring in all these people, they'll get all these votes. And every couple of months, there'll be a terrorist attack by one of these guys. A few Americans die, that's okay. It's your life is nothing to them. Okay? Post September 11th America. Terrorist attacks happening all the time over the world. So long as they get what they want, it's irrelevant whether or not you live or die. It really is. And that's the truth. Now, if you were driving, and I don't drive in New York City, but if you were driving and you saw this individual do this stuff deliberately, you would have a justification if you were driving and you crashed your car into theirs to stop them. Because if he's deliberately going into the bicycle lane to target bicyclists and pedestrians, that is assault, vehicular assault, attempted murder, that is a number of things. And if you had to physically crash into his car to stop him, you'd be justified. If you had a gun, and the only way to get a gun concealed carry in New York City is to know somebody, but if you had a gun with you, and you drew your gun and fired into the car or truck as he is deliberately running people down, that is justified. If you had guys standing or sitting around the area and those guys came in with bottles and rocks and bats and bowls and whatever they can get their fucking hands on and just pelted the truck, okay, that would be justified. Okay, if they pulled him out of the truck and beat him to death, that would have been justified. He's armed with a truck, he's killing innocent people, and you don't know what he's carrying on his body inside the truck. So all that would have been justified. And like I say all the time, usual shit. We're in hearing music, listen to music, one earbud in, one earbud out. One earbud listens to music, one earbud is out so you can hear the world around you. Every few feet, check your surroundings, see something, say something, and if the shit is the fan, just run. Okay? If everyone runs in 50 different directions, hopefully we're not running into the lane of cars, but if everyone runs in 50 directions, you can't get everybody. If everybody looks at what their surroundings are to pelt the truck, you might stop him. Now, if you throw something at the truck, he might swerve out of the way and hit somebody. Well, he's hitting people anyway, so fuck it. Okay? And like I said, stay vigilant. Okay? Your vigilance is essential. What does not fit? Look around you, scan. Okay? Look at body language, look at movements. Okay? I mean, I could look at a car and I could tell what the fucking driver's thinking. Okay, that's the kind of skill that I have. I have an excellent skill with that. But that's just me. Okay, you may not have that skill. And it takes months and months and months of preparation and study. But, yeah, I mean, and like I say all the time, I'm deathly afraid of these incidents because they could happen when I'm at work, protecting the public. They could happen. That's just it. Make sure you have, there's people in New York City have book bags, they have laptop bags, they have, some guys may have baseball equipment, a baseball bat or baseball because they're going to the park to play, or football because they're going to the park to play. I've seen guys with rollerblades. Also, the bicycle. You're riding a bicycle. You have a water bottle on you. Is that water bottle made out of plastic or metal? If it's made out of metal, you could pick it up, and especially if it's got full of water, you could just chuck it, and it becomes a good projectile to chuck out the windshield. The helmet. How strong is your helmet? You can actually take your helmet off and throw that at the windshield. And if one guy is throwing things, it won't make a difference. But if you get 20, 25 guys hyped up and they start throwing shit, it'll make a difference. Okay? Garbage cans. Pick the garbage can up. Throw it. Okay? Reach into the garbage can, take the shit out and throw it. You gotta be creative. Like that terror attack in England, where they were going on, was it England? They were going on at night. They were, some guys were throwing shit at them. Some guys were fucking hitting nice and hard with shit. One guy got up and just started fucking beating the shit out of the guys and provided cover for guys to escape the bar. Guys in the bar, or the pub, what they call it over there, were throwing things at the terrorists. Did they watch my video? I don't know, but they sure as hell act like they did. Hey, my friends, you gotta be vigilant. Okay? And the people that panic most are young people. Trust me when I say that, I know it. Okay? I mean, this is all I can say. It's the same shit every time. And the NYPD stepped up their game. They still held their Halloween parade and party that night in the village. There were still guys coming out in costumes saying we're not going to be afraid. Some of our visitors from other countries were there, Austria, Belgium. Okay, they were injured, killed. Okay, so that's the thing about New York City. It's a very big tourist destination. So you always have guys from other countries there. Okay, I can walk into New York City right now and grab a guy of a crowd who's from another country. And there were some guys from other countries that were here for the Halloween parade that night, and they still came out anyway. And NYPD had more dogs, more people, more trucks, more whatever the fuck they do, and they just prevented anything else from happening. Thank God. And let's see, after midnight here, the marathon is today, November the 5th. Yeah, Gunpowder Revolution Day, right? Well, I'll tell you, there's two kinds of guys, and the shit is the fan. The guy that runs away from the violence and the guy that runs towards it. Who are you gonna be? Thank you.